All right, let's dive deep today into Suzanne Collins's, The Hunger Games.
Okay.
We're gonna be taking excerpts from the book
Okay.
to really uncover what makes Katniss Everdeen such
Yeah.
an amazing protagonist, and how her experience reflects the realities of this dystopian society.
Yeah. It's really, I think it's fascinating how Collins
Mm-hmm.
intertwines like survival, resourcefulness,
Right.
all the complexities of human connection
Exactly.
against this like really oppressive regime.
Yeah, so we're dropped right into the heart of District 12, right?
Yeah.
And we meet Katniss, and she's this skilled hunter, right? She provides for her family.
Yeah.
And we see, like, even her relationship with the Buttercup, the cat.
Mm.
This hints at her guarded nature, right? Entrails.
Mm.
No hissing. This is the closest we will ever come to love.
Wow. Yeah.
That's pretty powerful in
It
you.
speaks volumes about her, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About the walls she's built up.
Yeah.
I mean, love interest, it's a luxury.
Yeah.
She can't really afford those
Yeah.
in this kind of harsh environment.
And then you see these, like, these little, like, these glimmers, right? Like, tenderness, right? Like, when her sister Prim gives her the goat cheese wrapped in the basil.
Right. Right.
It's so small.
Yeah. It is small, but it's so significant.
Yeah.
Those boots, too, right?
Yeah.
The hunting boots.
Yeah, her well-worn hunting boots.
Yeah, it represents so much about her connection to her family.
Her family, right?
District 12.
Yeah, it's like
And it's everything she's fighting to protect.
these ordinary objects become these symbols of
Yeah.
everything that she has to protect.
Yeah.
You know? It makes you wonder how much she's had to sacrifice
Yeah.
just to get to this point.
Exactly.
Right. And then we meet Gale,
Yeah.
her hunting partner,
Right.
and they have this like undeniable connection,
They do.
the shared understanding.
Mm-hmm.
They know what's up.
They know.
And
Yeah.
They're like,
They're physical similarities, too.
yes.
The dark hair and the olive skin.
Right. It's more than just coincidence.
It is. It really reinforces their shared experience.
Yeah, shared hardship.
The hardship in the scene.
Yeah, right.
The poorest part of District 12.
Yeah, they even joke about running away,
Right.
which we all know, like, preposterous.
Yeah, it reveals that,
It shows their yearning for something more.
yeah, a desire to break free from
Yeah.
the capital.
Yeah, exactly. And then, Reaping Day,
Oh, yeah.
everything changes.
Huge.
Prim's name is called.
Right.
And when Katniss volunteered as tribute, I mean, I had chills,
Yeah, it's not
Nobody
just,
knew.
it's not a spontaneous act of love.
Right.
This is a deliberate choice.
Right.
Rooted in her history.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember, she took the responsibility of providing for her family
Right.
after her father's death.
Yeah.
She became the protector.
Yeah.
She shielded Prim from harm.
Yes.
Volunteering, it's just an extension of
Yeah.
that, like ingrained
Responsibility, yeah.
responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah. And it all goes back to that, mine explosion,
Right.
the loss of her father.
Right, right.
And you see how it's like molded her.
Absolutely.
Shaped her.
It speaks to that burden,
Yes.
responsibility she carries. I mean, it's a lot
It's a lot.
for someone so young.
Way too young.
Yeah.
And that flashback to her, to Katniss starving,
Oh, yeah.
losing hope
Right.
after her father's death. It's like,
Heartbreaking.
yeah, it's so sad.
But then that moment with Peeta,
yeah.
the baker's son,
Yeah.
who throws her the burnt bread,
Yeah.
that act of kindness, it's just
Yeah, that simple gesture
simple gesture
of sharing.
becomes such a turning point for her.
Yeah.
The bread, sustenance, the dandelion, resilience.
Yeah.
It ignites a spark of hope
It does.
within.
It's amazing how a
Mhm.
single act
Mm.
of compassion can have
Wow.
such an impact.
Profound impact.
And now here they are, right?
Yeah. I know.
Years later,
Mm-hmm.
both tributes heading into the arena together.
Yeah, it's almost poetic how their fates are intertwined.
It is. It is.
It makes you think about the ripple effects of our actions.
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
Even the smallest gestures can have huge consequences.
And then we're taken to the Capitol, right?
Yeah.
This world of extravagance.
Extravagance.
And superficiality.
Yes.
And we meet Cinna, Katniss's stylist.
Yes.
And he takes a very different approach.
Yeah, he does.
Than the usual.
Right.
He
He doesn't try to, mold her into some capital ideal.
Exactly.
Wants to highlight.
Highlight her strength.
Yeah.
Vulnerability.
He sees her as an individual.
Yes.
Encourages her to embrace her authentic self.
Yeah, stark contrast to Effie Trinket, right? Oh, completely.
Who's like so bubbly and almost clueless, you know?
Right.
And then there's Haymitch,
Heyman.
their mentor,
Right.
who, I mean, at first seems like a washed-up drunk.
Right. He does have his own methods, though.
Yeah.
But don't underestimate him.
Right.
He's a shrewd strategist.
Yeah, definitely.
He knows the games.
Better than anybody.
Better than anyone.
And then during training, you see, like, Katniss with her bow and arrow.
Yes.
She's in her element, you know.
Yes, that's her source of confidence in this crazy world.
But there's this, like, tension with Peeta.
There is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a forced partnership, you know?
It is.
But you can sense something deeper brewing.
Yeah, it's fascinating because it blurs the lines.
It does.
Between genuine connection and calculated strategy. It's like, how much is real?
How much is real?
How much is for the cameras? Right, and that's the question.
It's a question that's going to haunt us.
Throughout
the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And then there's Rue.
Oh, Rue.
The young tribute from District 11.
Mm-hmm.
Katniss sees a kindred spirit in her, right?
Yes, she does.
She sees this, like, vulnerability.
Yeah.
That's like Prim,
Right.
And their alliance is so powerful.
It's so powerful.
Because it defies everything the Capitol is trying to do,
It shows that compassion,
Compassion.
empathy can exist.
You're in the arena.
Even in the arena, a place designed to put them against each other.
Against each other, right.
Yeah, it's really a testament to the human spirit.
Yes, it is. Their bond is so tragically short-lived,
Yeah.
And Rue's death is just brutal.
Brutal and devastating.
Devastating.
Yeah.
And Katniss, like, her grief is so raw, and her act of covering Rue's body with wildflowers is just, it's both heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking, but also defiant. It echoes what Peeta said earlier.
What'd he say?
About showing the Capitol they don't own him.
Yes.
Yes. She's reclaiming Rue's humanity.
Yes.
In the face of that violence.
Senseless violence.
Yeah, it's quiet rebellion.
Quiet rebellion.
That speaks volumes.
It does.
Yeah.
And then the rule change.
Yeah.
2 victors are allowed if they're from the same district.
Talk about a game changer.
I mean,
I know.
It throws Katniss for a loop.
It does.
Right.
Yeah.
Her feelings for Peeta become even more complicated.
Right, because is their love real?
Yeah.
Or is it a survival tactic?
Is this a tactic?
Yeah, the lines are blurred.
Totally blurred.
And it's up to us, the readers, to decide.
The gifts from the sponsors, right.
Mm-hmm.
The audience's investment in their star-crossed.
Right, it all adds to that ambiguity.
Love story.
Yeah. The Capitol's so good at manipulating perceptions.
You're good at it.
Both in the arena and outside.
And beyond, right.
Yeah, they turn human suffering into a spectacle.
They do. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we have the final confrontation.
Right.
Cato, the career tribute.
Yep.
Those mutations.
Oh, terrifying.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's this desperate fight for survival.
Yeah.
Peeta gets injured, and it's like, is there any hope?
It seems like all hope is lost.
It does, right.
Yeah.
The stakes are so high.
They're so high.
And Katniss has to make this impossible choice.
Right.
Save herself.
Or risk it all.
Or risk it all for Peeta.
Yeah, for Peeta.
And just when you think they might both make it out alive,
right,
the Capitol pulls the rug out from under them.
Oh, I know.
The rule change is revoked.
Oh, yeah.
There can only be one victor.
Brutal.
I mean, talk about heartbreaking.
I know. It's like the ultimate betrayal.
It is. It's like a punch to the gut.
It's a chilling reminder.
Right.
Of their control.
The Capitol's absolute control.
Yeah, their power.
Yeah.
To just, like, manipulate and destroy.
To destroy.
Yeah.
So what does she do?
Right.
She pulls out those poisonous berries.
Oh, wow.
A double suicide attempt.
Yeah.
This is a final act of rebellion against the Capitol's cruelty.
It's a stunning move.
It's a stunning move.
It forces the Capitol to back down,
right,
granting them a joint victory.
But it comes at a price.
It does.
A huge price.
Yeah.
They're hailed as heroes, but their defiance has consequences.
Right.
The interviews, the forced smiles.
Yeah.
Haymitch coaching them.
Right.
They're constantly reminded that they are still pawns.
Right, they're pawns.
In the Capitol's game.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if real freedom is even possible in Panem, right?
Right.
But we'll dive into all those questions.
We'll get into that.
In part 2 of our deep dive.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Stay with us.
We left off talking about Katniss and Peeta and that, like, bittersweet victory, right?
Yeah.
They're forever marked by that defiance. Really makes you think about the lasting impact.
Right, absolutely.
The psychological impact of the game.
The trauma.
Yeah.
The manipulation, I mean.
Yeah, it's not something you just shake off.
No, they're thrust back into this world where every move is scrutinized.
Yeah, it's like they traded one form of captivity for another.
Yeah, it's like...
And speaking of captivity, the arena itself...
Oh, yeah, the arena...
It's not just a physical space, you know?
No, it's a microcosm of Panem's power dynamic.
Yes, you hit the nail on the head.
It's like the tributes.
They're forced to compete.
Yeah.
For resources, fight for their lives.
Yeah.
Just like the districts are pitted against each other.
Exactly.
It's a reflection of the capital's strategy.
Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah, and the way the capital manipulates the games.
Right.
For their own entertainment.
It's a chilling commentary, isn't it?
It is.
On,
media desensitization.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is. It's a cautionary tale, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
For our own times.
It is.
I mean, we're bombarded with images of violence and suffering.
Yeah. It's easy to become numb to the real human cost.
Exactly.
Collins doesn't shy away from the darkness, though, right?
No, she doesn't.
But you see these incredible acts of resilience and resourcefulness. Like Katniss, she uses her hunting skills.
Right.
Her knowledge of plants, she adapts.
Yeah, she adapts. She improvises.
It's inspiring in a way.
It really is. It speaks to the human capacity for survival.
Right.
We can tap into hidden strengths.
When we're pushed to the brink.
When we're pushed to the brink, yeah.
Yeah, and it also shows how important, practical skills are, right?
It's absolutely.
Self-reliance.
Self-reliance, yeah, because in a world where you depend on authority.
It can be deadly.
It can be deadly, yeah.
And we see this, resourcefulness in other tributes as well, right?
Right.
Foxface.
Foxface, yeah.
She's so cunning.
She's cunning. She's stealthy.
Stealthy, avoids confrontation.
She uses her wits to stay alive.
Uses her wits, yeah.
But even that isn't enough.
It's not enough. And her death, it's so poignant.
It is.
Because it shows the unfairness.
The inherent unfairness.
The games, yeah. She plays by the rules.
Yeah.
Avoids unnecessary risks.
And still, it's like fate.
Yeah. Fate deals her a cruel hand.
It makes you question, what's the point of even fighting?
Right.
If the odds are so stacked against you.
Yeah.
But then you have Katniss, who refuses to give up.
Right. Yeah.
Keeps finding ways.
She does.
To defy the capital, even in these, small ways.
Yeah, that's what makes her so compelling.
Yeah.
She's not a superhero.
No.
She's flawed. She's vulnerable.
But she's unbreakable.
But her spirit, yeah.
Yeah.
Unbreakable.
And we see that in her relationship with Rue, right?
Oh, with Rue, yes.
It starts as this, alliance of necessity.
But it becomes something so much deeper.
It does. It's a bond.
Yeah.
Of friendship and trust.
Yeah, it's this reminder that even in, the darkest places.
Yeah, human connection can still flourish.
Yeah. Rue's death is such a turning point for Katniss.
It is. It fuels her anger, determination.
Yeah. It ignites this rebellious spirit.
It does. She's no longer content to just survive.
Yeah.
She wants to expose the cruelty of the games, challenge the capital.
And, when she covers Rue's body with wildflowers.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
It's such a quiet but powerful act.
It's defiant.
Of defiance, right.
It's honoring Rue while rejecting the capital.
Yes, yes.
It's about reclaiming agency, even in death.
And then there's that rule change, right?
Right, right.
2 victors from the same district. Katniss is thrown into this, moral dilemma.
She is. She cares for Peeta.
She does.
But she knows their love story is being used by the capital.
By the capital.
It begs the question, can love even exist?
Yeah.
In such a manipulative place?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so ambiguous.
It's fascinating.
It is.
Because is it genuine?
Yeah.
Or is it a performance?
Or is it a performance?
Collins leaves it up to us.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
The gifts from sponsors, the audience's investment in their star-crossed.
There's the lines, doesn't it? Between reality and spectacle.
Totally.
Yeah, the capital, they're master puppeteers, pulling the strings of the tributes and the audience.
The audience, too.
They create this illusion of choice.
Yeah, yeah.
But in reality, everything's controlled.
It's all controlled.
By them.
And then, just when you think they might actually escape together.
I know, right?
The capital, they change the rules again.
Yeah, that rule change is revoked.
It's revolt.
Only one victor.
It's like, come on, really?
No, it's heartbreaking.
So
But
heartbreaking.
it's a cruel reminder of their power, you know.
The Capitol's absolute power.
Yeah, they just toy with everyone.
The tributes, the audience, I mean.
Everyone, yeah, they dangle hope.
They do.
And then they snatch it away.
So Katniss, faced with this impossible choice,
Right.
she does what? She pulls out those poisonous berries.
Oh, wow.
This double suicide attempt, a final act of rebellion.
It's brilliant.
It's a moment that it takes your breath away.
It really does. Strategically,
Yeah.
symbolically.
It forces the Capitol's hand.
Yeah, they have to back down.
Yeah.
Exposes the barbarity of the games.
For everyone to see.
Yeah.
And they get their victory.
They do.
Their joint victory.
But it comes at a price.
But at what cost?
Right.
Yeah, a big price.
They're hailed as heroes,
Right.
but they're marked
They're forever marked.
by their defiance.
Yeah, the Capitol won't forget
The Capitol doesn't forget.
what they did.
No.
The threat of retaliation is there.
It's always looming, right?
It's always there. Their story's not over, though, right?
It's not over.
The games may have ended,
Yeah.
but their struggle
Their struggle continues.
for freedom, for real freedom,
For true freedom.
that's just begun.
And that's where we'll pick up
Yes.
in part 3.
Yes, stay tuned for part 3 of our deep dive. You know, we've talked about, like, the brutality of the games, right?
Yeah.
The Capitol's manipulation.
Right.
And, you know, like the resilience of the human spirit.
Mm.
I think what really stays with me, though,
Yeah.
is, like, these glimmers of hope, right? These acts of defiance that, like, cut through.
Yeah, those are crucial.
Yeah.
They really remind us that even with oppression,
Yeah.
you know, the human spirit
Can't be completely extinguished.
can't be totally extinguished. No.
Like when Katniss covers Rue's body with the wildflowers, or when she and Peeta, they threaten to, you know,
Yeah.
take their own lives
Right.
rather than play the Capitol's game. Is like they're saying,
Yeah, like we may not win this fight,
yeah,
but we'll die on our own terms.
yes, exactly,
And it, you know, plants those seeds
yes,
for an uprising, for change.
to a better future.
Yeah, a future where the Capitol
Yeah.
doesn't have so much power.
It's what gives the story that, like, that urgency, right?
Right, yeah.
That potential for change.
Exactly.
And you can't forget about, like, the power of symbols.
Oh, the symbols
in this
there.
story, the mockingjay pin, the
Yeah.
bread, the dandelion,
Yeah.
those green eyes,
Oh, yeah.
the mutations,
Yeah.
they all have so much meaning.
They're not just random detail.
Yeah, right.
They represent the themes of the story.
Right.
The Mockingjay, rebellion, hope.
Yeah.
It represents the fact that the Capitol can't control everything.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the mutations?
Mutations, yeah.
They're not just monsters.
No, they represent the Capitol's willingness
Yeah.
to just, like, manipulate
It's
nature.
sorted.
Yeah, for their own purposes.
Yeah, they're like the perversion of science.
Right.
Technology.
Yeah, it's a cautionary tale
It is.
about power and ambition.
Unchecked power.
Yeah.
It makes you think about, you know, like the ethical boundaries we cross in the name of progress.
Yeah, it's like, how far is too far?
Right. And then there's the whole concept of the star-crossed lovers.
Oh, yeah, the lovers.
That the Capitol uses to manipulate.
Right, both the tributes and the audience.
Everyone.
It's brilliant, but so insidious.
It is.
They turn love into a product.
Yeah, a tool for control and entertainment.
Right. Like, can genuine connection even exist
Yeah, that's the question.
when everything's staged?
Yeah, the Hunger Games.
Mhm.
It's not just about survival, right?
Yeah.
It's about love and loss.
Yeah.
And the struggle to hold on to, like, our humanity.
Right. In the face of these forces.
Yeah, it's about finding hope in the darkest places.
Yes, exactly.
And fighting for something better.
Yeah. Even when it seems impossible.
Even when it seems impossible.
It's what makes it so resonant, you know?
So relevant.
So relevant, even today, yeah.
The themes of oppression, rebellion, you know.
Media manipulation.
Media manipulation.
Corrosion of privacy. I mean, these are all things
that we see
that we deal with
every day.
every day.
You know.
Yeah, it's a story that stays with you.
It does.
It does.
Makes you think.
Makes you want to, like, you know, create a better world.
Right, a more just world.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
That challenges us to, like, you know, confront
Yeah.
the hard truths.
Yeah, the uncomfortable truths.
About our own world.
Yeah.
Question the systems in place.
The systems of power, yeah.
That rule our lives, and to find the courage.
Yes.
To resist.
To resist.
To speak truth to power.
Like Katniss.
Like Katniss.
This deep dive it's been a journey, you know.
It has.
I'm left with, like, a mix of emotions, sadness, anger.
Yeah.
But also, like, hope.
Hope,
You know, that's the power of storytelling, I think.
It is.
To move us, challenge us, inspire us.
To be better.
To be better.
We've explored, like, the depths of Panem, you know?
Right.
But the conversation doesn't end here.
No, it doesn't.
What resonated most with you during this deep dive? What questions are you left with? Think about the themes, you know, and consider how they like play out in your own life.
Your life, your community.
Your community, the world, right? The seeds of change, you know?
Yeah.
They're often planted in, like, the most unexpected places.
Right.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Hunger Games. May we all find the courage to be the Mockingjays in our own lives.